Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished friends, as Pamela was mentioning that this is a historical day, for me, of course, it's a historical day because I have always been a very informal person. Look what you have done to me. All these glittering robes and fanfare in the procession is completely just opposite of me. But here I am, converting an informal person as a very formal person. That's historical. And I always insist the chair that I sit, it has to be just like anybody else's sit. When I see this chair, that scares me. I never used to sit on a chair which is different from everybody else's chair. So this is again a historical occasion. I hope it's for a good cause. And Pamela has given some reasons why I have come and joined her in her efforts to make something that we believe very strongly. I think Pamela has an astrologer someplace, consults before she organizes meetings like this. Because otherwise, how can you ensure that bright sun will be shining out there? And she was insisting from yesterday that the bright sunshine will be there tomorrow during the procession and the celebration. And sure enough, it is here. And with that strength of astrology behind her, hopefully the term that I'll be starting would be a good one. Let's see how far we can go with that. And when I come to the university here today, another feeling that I have is a kind of coming a full circle. I was in Chittagong University, as Pamela was narrating the story, and then tried to get out of the campus and be with the people next door to the campus, and trying to see if I can make myself useful to at least some people, even one person in that village, in an everyday way. So that took me away from the university. And I left the campus. I never went back. The work that I started in that little village, Jobra, took me to many, many Jobras around the world. Now, in the final round, I come back to the campus in a very formal way. Today, that is the completion of that circle. So I'm back on the campus. But as I come back to the campus and accept the honor that you give me, I'll be looking for my Jobra right here. Same reason, because I always felt university is not only a reservoir of knowledge, trying to find new ways of solving global problems, which is very important role the university has to play. At the same time, I strongly feel that that knowledge has to spill over to the neighborhood. Before you solve the problem of the world, the challenge you face right next door to your campus is the most important one. Because 1,000 miles journey starts with the first little step. At that little step is the neighborhood. And that neighborhood must feel that presence of this university was a blessing for us because we got something from them. They told us, they showed us the way to solve our problems. And today we have overcome our problems because of the existence of this university. Otherwise, I feel university is an empty concept. It's more an ivory tower than a real problem solver. So I hope that feeling will become strong in this campus because of the feeling that I bring to you, that this is a role we need to play. Another aspect that I have been saying since I was in the Chittagong University campus, after going to the village, I said, I have learned something from the village. That village has become my university. I learned from the people which I never learned within the campus, within the classrooms. The villagers were my great professors. They taught me about life that I never knew about. What the village taught me and what the universities tried to teach me is different. Universities, I felt, this is my own assessment, universities tried to give me a bird's eye view. You fly high and see the world at a glance. You can see everything. You see a lot. Since you see a lot, you think that you can solve all these problems. Looks very simple, looks very easy. You make it up. And I feel that that's a mistake. When you fly so high, you see a lot, but you don't really see it. You make it up in your mind rather than really notice it very carefully, because eyesight doesn't give you that much of power from the top. What the village has given me is the worm's eye view. I see very little, but see very clearly. When you see very clearly, it's easy to find solutions. The solutions becomes easy. It's not complicated anymore. And that I have done, everything that I have done, I think reflects that. And people say, why, it's simple. I said, yes, problems are really simple. Somehow we created a tradition of thinking in a very complicated terms. We don't like, at least academics don't like simple things. They love making things complicated and getting trapped into that complications. So nature is very simple. If you see things closely, you see the simplicity of it and how the solutions emerge from it. So that's what I would like to bring from my side, whatever way I can do to this university, as long as I remain associated with this university. Young people always thrills me. And as days go by, I get more thrilled by the young people than I did before. And when I come to the university campuses, that's the most exciting thing for me, looking at the young people. Because today's young generation is the most powerful young generation in the entire human history. Not because they are special in any other way as a human being, just because they are tremendously lucky to have all the technologies in their command, which no other generation in history ever had. Their capacity is enhanced manyfold because of the technology they have. And we missed it out. In a way, I'm jealous. In a way, I feel very proud that I have seen a generation which has so much power in their hand. And the question that I keep raising with the young people, are you aware of those powers? Because it looks like you look like everybody else. And your parents must be telling you what they would they did in their time when they were about your age. And you feel that you are just going through the same process. It's wrong. Because your parents never had what you got. The power that you have under your fist is so much of power that you can change the world anytime you want. So first thing I insist that please be aware of your power. You are a genie. Just look like a human being, that's all. But that you have the power of genie. If you wish, you can turn around everything. First, be aware, and then ask yourself, if you are a genie, if you have all this power, if you believe in it, how you're going to use it. That's the most important part of your education. Not learning maths, which you can learn anytime you want. Not learning history, you can learn it anytime you want. But knowing that you are the most powerful human being on earth, each one of you as an individual. Get prepared for that. An education system, I keep repeating, has to adjust to that. It's no longer training some people who didn't know to tell them what it is. It's no longer the teaching. Teaching is no longer a guru training their disciples. Those days are gone. This is more of a partnership, more of a coach training the world champion. The coach is never a champion. He will never be a champion. But the one that I'm coaching is a global champion. I know that. I'm trying to only be of some help to him or her, that she can conquer the world. I think that's what the education system should be. And the first thing that the education system should ask each one of the students, particularly at the level that the universities are, what you want to do as a human being. Go through that exercise. Other things can be achieved anytime. Today, this is available at fingertips. But knowing yourself and your dreams is the most important thing. We have no dreaming sessions in our education system. So we turn out to be someone who is just getting the degree, celebrating that I got my diploma, and now applying for jobs. This is not a factory to make job seekers. In my work, even in Grameen Bank, when the young generation, the second generation of young people are coming from Grameen borrowers, the illiterate women, now they have educated young generation coming because of the Grameen loans, education loans. They get very frustrated. There's no employment. I keep telling them, don't look for employment. That's the wrong road for you. You are very privileged young people. Always remember, you are not job seekers. You are job givers. And feel like a job giver. And that's your job. Mission of your life is to give jobs, not seek jobs. Seek job is a petty thing. Don't go for petty things. Go for big things. That's what their life is made out of. And in the beginning, they get puzzled. But they soon realize what I'm saying. Creation of job is not a big deal. Each human being is an entrepreneur. So we have to get away to producing job seekers. We have to bring out the creative power of entrepreneurs in each human being, in creating a new world for them. So this is a challenge for all of us together to explore that, because we are in the transition period. Transition for the world that we know now and to the world that we don't know, but we imagine the world should be. And it should be very soon, in 25 years, 30 years from now. things will be very different. That's the different world that we should be preparing for. Not for the present world. It's out. It's finished. In that new world, there'll be no one we call a poor person. And I keep insisting poverty should be in the museum, not in any civilized human society. It doesn't belong to human society. And in that world, nobody should be unemployed. There's nothing wrong with an unemployed human being. He or she is as capable as anybody else. It's the system which went wrong, made people unemployed. And it is time in this transition period, these young people, this new generation, redesign the whole system. It's possible. It's not a big deal. And I keep saying, if you can design all kinds of softwares, all kinds of games, all kinds of plans to move things be done differently, you can design our own society where there is no reason why an able-bodied person has to remain unemployed, trashed by the system. Before the system trashes you, you trash the system because you're more powerful than the system yourself. And in that world, the new world, nobody shall be on benefits. It doesn't make sense why anybody should remain on benefits. No human being is less than anybody else. So we will create a society, everybody will have the same opportunity. So that's the challenge for all of us together to address. The last point that I would like to make, we always refer to the young people as the future leader. And at one time, probably this was true. But it's not true any longer. And I keep saying that for God's sake, let's not repeat that. Because they are not future leaders. They are leaders already. They are the leaders. The future leaders mean they will be replacing the leaders who there are in the society. They are not replacing anybody. They are creating a completely new breed of leaders to create a new world for themselves and for all of us who are in this planet. So that's the hope we bring together and make it happen. And thank you for giving this opportunity to take this responsibility. I hope it will make some sense, although you have made that historical transformation for me. I hope I can get back to my normal self as quickly as possible and be comfortable with that. Thank you. Thank you very much.